World politics. If I don't open the book, how am I going to learn? If I don't open the book, how am I going to know what's inside? How am I going to become wiser? How am I going to recognize what I don't know and therefore make a decision to learn and know more? Are you a closed book? Do you not allow the people inside your vicinity, inside your bubble, to understand you, to learn about you, to become wise in the ways that you work? If you're a closed book, one can't expect people to understand them. If you're a closed book, we have no right to be frustrated at people communicating with us in a way that we don't enjoy. If we're a closed book, we can't expect our spouse to know how we like intimacy. If we're a closed book, we can't expect our co-workers at work to deliver the deliverables the way we want them to. Stop being closed books. Now, part of the problem is that society has said for years and years and years and years and years, men don't know how to communicate. And if men or women or children or even animals hear the same thing over and over and over again, they start to believe it. They start to become it. And so men started to become those that do not know how to communicate, because we're being told men don't know how to communicate. We're the dumb fathers sitting on the couch that don't know how to interact with our children or with our wife. We're the idiots that only know how to go to work and do nothing better. We don't know how to communicate once we get home. So we've been told that for so long. Are we going to sit in that and accept it? Are we going to accept that that's what society thinks about us? Maybe not you and me, but maybe as a whole. Or maybe about you and me. Are we going to accept that society labels us as non-communicators? As people that don't know how to hear what our spouse or our children are saying? As people who are so focused on our own mindset and business and needs that we're not willing to hear other people? I'm not. I'm not willing to stand for that. I'm not willing to be that man that other people label me as. I am the man that I decide to be. I am the man that has the full potential that God has given me. And God made me before my wife. God put me in the Garden of Eden so that I understand the environment. I understand what she needs. I understand how to provide for her. And God told the world, V'Adam yadai et Chava, and Adam knew his wife. So if Adam knew his wife, it means he listened to her. It means you and I as men have the capability, the strength, the tool set to listen. To be communicators. Men, we're the teachers, we're the leaders. There's no such thing as a leader not knowing how to communicate. If a leader doesn't communicate, no one can follow. No one knows what they stand for. No one knows what they're working towards. We are communicators. Stop believing what the world tells you that you're not. Now, why is it that we don't communicate? Number one, we've been told we're not communicators, so that's what we believe. But number two, because to be a communicator, we need to allow other people in to the book. We have to be humble enough to go, you know what? You're going to know a weakness about me. Who was that? Oh, it's upside down. Politics. I'm not getting into politics. Okay. Because if I open a book, if I open my heart, if I open up to who I am to other people and I communicate to them and I say, hey, I'm really disappointed, I'm angry, I'm feeling this, I'm thinking that, then people are going to know my weaknesses. Well, you know what? If those closest to us are not allowed to know our weaknesses, if they're not allowed to know our worries, if they're not allowed to hear us expressing our strengths because we're too humble, then we can't expect them to understand us in any way, shape or form. We can't complain that we're lonely and misunderstood if we're unwilling to open our books to those that we should be willing to be vulnerable to. Now, as a man, as a leader, we have to be careful who we do become vulnerable to. The world loves using vulnerability against the vulnerable. We have to have a trustworthy circle of people that we can be vulnerable with. Our wife should be one of those people. Our brothers should be some of those people. But it takes time, man. Test the waters. If you don't want to jump in, don't fully jump in. Test the waters. How does that person react when I tell them that I'm sad about something? How does that person react when I say I'm frustrated about something? How does that person react when I puff up my chest and say, hey, I'm proud about something? Don't have to tell them everything. Feel it out. See how they react to you. Then when you're sure, when you're more sure, offer more. Become more vulnerable. Tell them how much you appreciate the ability to be vulnerable. How much you appreciate your wife being your safe place, that she's not going to hold you accountable. She'll just listen to you. Or your brother or your friend, whoever it is. Make them feel special for being that place that you are able to offload to be truthful to. You know, something that I was thinking, I was driving today, I thought to myself, it is so much more difficult to live a lie than it is to live truth. Let's start living truth. The truth is, you are a communicator. You are an awesome man. You were made in the image of God. You are wise. And you know how to succeed in this world. Let's succeed in communication, man. Let's open up. Let's be vulnerable with those that are safe to be vulnerable with. And we will grow far stronger than we've ever been before.